So I was actually hoping to have not had to have done this anymore. I was hoping that this whole stage, I don't know what you want to call it, would be done. But here we are once again. So let's give it one final lancing and hope that will be the end of that. So the first thing is, considering what this video is going to be about, I'm going to lay down a few I wouldn't even say ground rules, but a few parameters. Number one, just because I'm going to be leaning into the black community as a whole, not so much zeroing on any one specific person, but various spirits or zeitgeist, if you will. Yeah, just because I'm doing that, that's not gonna give any non-white person, or some I would say non-white, just non-black person, but chances are the ones doing this are gonna be white. This doesn't give any non-black person a green light to start leaning in the way they would lean in. No. That's not going to work. I don't care how long you've been following me or been subscribed to me. I don't care if you're the first sub I ever had. You will be blocked and your shit will be deleted. Okay? If you decide to help me, I don't need your help. I don't need your help. I've taken fucking notes. I have notes ad infinitum. I'm not gonna need your help. Okay? So that's the first thing. Because when it comes down to it, even though I am going to be leaning in, there's certain things that I am not going to say. There's certain things that black people will not say, should not, and will not say. Except for a few extreme outliers, the Jesse Lee Petersons of the world. But short of that, yeah. There's certain things that black people do not say, and we'll pretty much know who you are based off what you say. So there's that. Next thing, let me show you this right here, just in case anybody thinks, you see this, just in case anybody thinks that I just have free time and I'm just out, just bored and wanting to gain attention. You see these right here? These A+ Network Plus Security Plus certificates of completion. Okay? This is an MTA. Anybody who knows this is a BS certification, but okay. And then there's this one, the official A+ certification, which goes to this to this. I need to get the Network Plus to go here and the Security Plus to go here. Once I get all three, I will be, what the fuck is that thing? CSIS? CompTIA Secure Infrastructure Specialist Certified. Okay. Right here. Already went through this gigantic Bible in one A+. Okay. I am about to go read through this because I take the classes and then I go read I take the classes just to get me as a pre-workout or primer, I suppose, and then I go and slow roast myself under my own strength and power, my own steam, learning how I learn on my own. So this is the Network Plus I'm going to be going for at the end of this month, June. I plan on taking that. And then same thing with this one, Security Plus last, the end of next month, I plan on taking that. And I, of course, plan on passing them. Why am I saying all of this? I'm saying all this to let it be known I have better shit to do than this. Okay? Anybody who knows me knows that I am not making money off YouTube. Okay, I do not do YouTube videos to make money off them. Okay, I have better shit to do. I do not have to do this, right? So there's that. Why am I doing this though? Because, well, in addition to certain things that have been coming around, I believe that what I have to say on in this video, there are other people in the black community that would like to say as well, but perhaps they can't be bothered, or they're too nervous of the backlash, or whatever reason they have, they don't say it. Okay, fine, I'm going to say it. Okay, so there's that. The third thing is, considering the names that I have that I will be listing in this video, I understand this. I have stopped listening to everyone. Okay, all the well-known names that you can think of I've stopped listening to them all. Okay, and this does not mean that I actually have a problem with any one person. I mean, honestly, none of them have really done anything to me. Okay, and let's just start naming some names now, since I'm going to be naming names all throughout this video of various people. For example, Tariq Nasheed. He's never done anything to me. He probably doesn't even know I exist. Maybe he does. Who knows? Okay? But I have just, in addition to everybody else, I've stopped listening to him. Not because he's said anything or done anything that I don't like or that I can't stand or whatever. But, hell, same thing with Umar Johnson. Same thing with everyone else. Also, obviously, Jason Black. Never thought I'd be saying his name again. But, what should be obvious reasons, I have stopped listening to him more than everybody else. Okay? It's bad enough that I actually didn't even listen to these people regularly, like consistently binge on their shit, but I have just stopped. And I named those three names, but there are plenty of other people that I could name as well. And of course, as the video goes on, you will know why. This does not mean that any one of them has particularly done anything bad or that they don't have anything of consequence to say, but again, by the time you reach the end of this video, you will know why I have stopped. Okay. So yeah, that's it for the intro. This video will be chopped up into segments. So yeah, just that is just the beginning, and we'll be getting into it. So there's that. Right, so this is going to be a transition from the intro to the rest of the video, the meat and potatoes, as it were, of the video. This is going to be a little background story that's going to lead into the various spirits or entities of what I'm dealing with, why I made this entire video as a whole. And I've been drawing parallels from the past in my mind, and this entire thing, this entire theme and topic of this video has actually been circling in my mind for quite a while now, but I just never acted on it because I just never acted on it. Obviously it's happening now. So a bit of history. So I came to this country in '93 when I was 5 years old, landed dead in the middle of Potomac on what the hell was that? El Duque. El Duque. We've since moved from there, but 9407 El Duque, Potomac, Maryland 20854. This was before, for anybody who's gonna go try to check this out, this was before they went and did tore down that house and built two houses on that lot. I don't know why they did that. It was the best house in the entire area. Whatever. And I'm wearing this shirt inside out. Huh. Okay. But we start with the schools. The schools, more than the area, is what's important here. I started off at this school here, Wayside Elementary, and this thing still looks the same. Ah, the memories, Jesus. Started off at Wayside Elementary School, kindergarten, 1993. Classrooms, I wonder. I was in what? Miss Lee's class, some Asian lady, and I believe Mr. Levitz was right next door. I wonder if they're even still there. They must be like a trillion years old. Nope, they are not here. Who the hell are these people? Whoa. Face is ugly, but Jesus, she is wide. That is thick. Anyway, whatever. Nah, that's not important. Okay, so I guess they're long gone. I'd like to think so, considering. Kindergarten was probably the best time of my entire K through 12 life. And looking back on it now, it pretty much slowly went downhill. Slowly, initially, and then increasing with speed, went downhill from there. Kindergarten was the best time, and probably the best thing out of that. Can't believe I'm even going to say this. I can't believe I even still remember this girl. I was in Miss Lee's class, she was in Mr. Levitt's class, and the best thing about kindergarten was probably this one girl named Tina Tarani. I don't know if that's her name now, maybe she got married and changed it, or maybe she's dead, I don't know. But she was honestly the best thing out of my entire time there. Still can't remember, because the last time I saw her was in kindergarten, so I can't believe I still even remember her name right now. But Tina Tarani. Okay. Moving from kindergarten into first grade, school actually finally starts, no more half days. And from then on, things started happening that obviously I didn't notice back then. But looking back on it now, I noticed that it started from first grade. And what I started to notice was that while everybody was getting the education, learning and stuff, certain things that might be considered political started happening, such as kids started to, from first grade on, second, third, fourth, and onward, they started, I guess, compartmentalizing each other, right? And as far as that area, Potomac, and yeah, that area and those kind of people and the kind of mentality that's there, the 1% mentality that's there, you start to figure stuff out. Whose parents does what? What kind of job is that? Who has more money than who? Who has less money than who? And based on that rank and file, you all know what I'm getting at with that, right? And so I started to notice that, and it really started to hit me in about third grade. Third grade is when it started hitting me that I figured uh, that I started to see that a bit more. It's like you started, hey, who's wearing what clothes? And of course, stuff like that happens all the time, but stuff like that really started happening. It's like, oh, you're wearing this, not that. Okay. Oh, wow, your parents work here and not there. Oh, okay. That would continue. Okay. So, we leave Wayside Elementary School and a bit of moving a little bit, and I ended up at Potomac Elementary, this one here. Now, this school was interesting. I actually remember a few people from this school as well. But this is the school that I exited elementary school and went to middle school in, and this school, to show you the kind of area this is and all of that, we've heard of the scandal going on with the colleges where people are to paying to get in, where their kids don't really deserve it, but their parents are rich and powerful, or know this person or know that. Apparently that has been going on for quite a while. Potomac Elementary School, which is actually now being rebuilt from what I understand, the one that I went to has since torn down. This school, the year after I left, the year after I graduated, went to middle school, they got caught in a scandal. Yeah, Catherine Alley, she's the principal now. Okay. Well, when I was there, it was Karen Karsh. Karen Karsh was the principal. And the year after I left, or graduated, left there, That school, Potomac Elementary, got caught in a scandal of which the teachers apparently were helping the students cheat to pass the standardized exams. I got no such help. It would have been nice, you know, but I got no such help. I don't know of anybody, at least not to my recollection, that got any help, but okay. So you see, with this, and understand this. With the kind of schools that I went to, these kind of schools, these are the kind of schools that Wharton, Harvard, MIT, th- those people that go to those schools come from schools like this, okay? I don't think anybody going to any of these schools are going to be going into the NFL or the NBA or anything like that. These are all academic schools in this area. They're not athletic schools, okay? It's not until you maybe go to Gaithersburg High School, Gaithersburg High School? Yeah, Gaithersburg High School or Seneca High School or some shit. Um, that you start getting into more athletic schools. These are strictly academic schools, right? And so you start to notice something here. And what do you notice? That, especially as time goes on, these schools start, academia seems to move away from dynamism and towards dynasticism. And what do I mean by that? I mean exactly what you see here. Rich parents, rich and or powerful parents. Maybe they can pull some strings. Maybe they know somebody. Oh, they went and gave this much aid and grants and endowments or whatever to this school or that school. And look, if you think it's a joke that parents see their kids, we're not even talking Asian parents, just parents, usually white, sometimes black, see that their kids got, oh my god, my kid got a B, not an A, and then they go down there and start bitching. Like, no, your kid got a B, and it's not like it's something where the teacher made up the grade. This was a math thing. Like this was math. Like, math is absolute. Either the answer is absolutely right or absolutely wrong. There's no middle ground with that, right? Your kid just your kid got a B. And oh my God, well, I don't, well, I feel like my kid. They actually do that in those schools. All right. So do understand. I'm not surprised with the scandal that's been going on with the with the colleges. Now this is a side story, but it still ties into the main part of this thing. I'm not surprised. I'm honestly not. A lot of the people that go to these schools, these colleges, it's not because they're deserving. It's because their parents went and bitched. It's because their parents went and strong armed. It's because their parents know somebody in there. Because their parents gave some money or something. They don't actually belong there. So, yes, moving away from dynamism, moving towards dynasticism, where families get in because their families went, and so their kids are going in now, and this and that, and yeah. So that's that. On into Herbert Hoover. No problem there. Thank God I went here. My sister started off here, and here's where some more of that stuff happened. My sister, when she came to this country, she skipped 2 grades. We all came from Jamaica. We were all born there, grew up there for some time. When she came here, a couple years before I did, she skipped 2 grades. So she graduated when she was 16. She graduated high school. When she got to this school, Cabin John Middle School, put it to you like this: in this school, you're not gonna find the openly racist white supremacists that are like the KKK types that will say it overtly to you, openly to your face, overtly to your face. The ones that you can find there, at least when she was going there, I don't know how it is now. So I'm pretty sure it's changed up with new faces, perhaps same thing, who knows. But what you will find there are the Jared Taylors and Richard Spencers of the world. And that's what she ran into with one teacher, and so much so that my sister actually came home crying every single day, and my mom couldn't figure out why. She was doing bad in school, my mom couldn't figure out why, because she was doing so much better everywhere else. And my sister swore left and right that the teacher was changing her grades, changing her grades. How could she get it so wrong? She studied day and night and all that stuff. And my mom was just thinking that she just did it wrong, and she just couldn't accept that she got a wrong grade. But it just was happening way too much, right? It was just happening way too much. And so my mom started getting a little bit, she started raising an eyebrow to it. So much so that she went in there and started talking with her teachers, and she kept getting good grades in almost all of her classes except for one or two, and she just kept failing them. And these are the subjects that she loved the most. She went in there, talked to the teachers of the grades that she was failing, and she could sense. You know how you can sense the white supremacists? You can sense them. She could sense them. And so much so, but she couldn't prove anything, it's not like some scientific proof. So what she ended up doing was talking to some of the other teachers, and essentially, long story short, a sting operation type shit was set up. To where my sister went and took a test in these classes that she was failing. She got the bad grade. She immediately, no extra time to study, no extra time to look over notes, no nothing, immediately took that test, took it to the other teachers that were teaching the same thing, other teachers that taught the same thing, took it right then and there in front of them. They graded it, and she ended up getting an A. A, or at the very least a high B, not the low D, high F that she was getting with these two teachers. And so, yes, and this happened 3 separate times. On 3 separate occasions that happened. So it let it be known, yes, the teachers were actually changing her grades. Were actually changing her grades. Now, my mom wanted to bitch and all that. Of course, they didn't want to get the teachers that helped us out in trouble, to let them know that this was happening. So what ended up happening? I don't know what my mom did as far as the teachers in this school, but she just took her out and put her here in Hoover Middle School, and she was fine the entire rest of the way. She went back to getting her mostly A's and maybe a B here and there. Okay. And all was well. I went to this school, followed my friends from elementary school, followed me into middle school. Awesome. And so that was that. Now, I should have gone here, Churchill High School. I ended up going not here, which I wish I had, because I would have loved to have been around my friends from elementary school. Yeah. I wonder how Tara's doing. I remember her from middle school. That one white girl that just would not leave me alone. She kept messing with me, but she wouldn't admit that she liked me, but she wouldn't let any other girl get near me. Okay. I ended up going, oh god, yeah, because I have JavaScript disabled. I ended up going to this school, Wooten, yeah, Wooten High School, 2100, yep. This school was quite interesting. And this is where the rest of the video is going to start manifesting. Starts with this. Wooten High School. I ended up going here due to a technicality. And they actually found out that I was in this school zone and not the school zone of the school I was actually going to. At the time, when I went to this school, 2001 to 2005, when I went to this school, I was the 7th black person in this school. Literally the 7th. There were 6 in there before I came. I was the 7th one. When I left into the graduating in 2005, there were about 13 of us or so. Yeah, about 13 of us. Now, from what I understand, there's a whole bunch of Africans in there. Well, Number one, it's still, as it always has been, a majority Asian school. It's like you'd think it's 100%, but it's about 65 or 60 something percent Asian. That number might have gone down. Then, of course, the next majority was white, and then black, Hispanic, East Indian, and Native American. That's actually, there was only one Native American, actual Native American, like think actual Native American, not like $5 Indian type. There was only one in there when I was going. So majority Asian school, then white. Of course, white people ran the school. You know, white people ran the school, but it was a majority Asian school. Okay, obviously not a sports school. We ranked with Churchill as dead last in football. We ex To put it to you like this, our sports that we excelled in was volleyball for the girls and the golf for the guys. Those were the sports that we were known for. Yeah. Okay, so there you go. Anyway, Wooten High School. When I went in there, I faced some problems because I went in there and people were expecting a certain way about me, especially number one, probably because of just how they were raised, and I think that's the vast majority of it. But then the other part of it is based off what they saw from the other six black people and the Spanish or Hispanic people. Okay, they were not doing well as far as the grades, and of course there were some white people mixed into that as well. They were not doing well as far as the grades go. They or at least not compared to the average, even if they were doing well compared to the, they were not doing as well. There were fights or suspensions. I'll leave the name out of the particular person that this happened to, but he got arrested, and that's something that's unheard of in that school. Like the cops actually came and put him in handcuffs and got him out. He was black, okay. And then there's me. There was me. I was what, 6'4" when I went in there, ninth grade or something like that. You know, 200 something pounds. I certainly looked the part of the gangster thug. There was even a point where I had cornrows, right? Or cane rows, as we call it in Jamaica, whatever rows. But that's about as far as it ended. Let's see now. When I was in there, I started a chess club, the Wooten Kings. I don't know that club is probably long since gone because despite the kind of school it was, uh, nobody seemed interested in chess, which was kind of weird to me. Okay, so that didn't last past how long I was there. I was routinely in the library studying. Interesting thing about that, I'll get to that in a second. I was getting decent enough grades, not straight A's, but certainly not needing help, right? I was getting the worst of the best, call it like that. The worst of the best. Hmm? Right? Like yeah, put it to you like that. If that makes sense. More or less worst of the best. And it took the entire school, with a few notable exceptions, individual people, it took the entire school up until this halfway through 12th grade to realize that I was not the stereotype, if you know what I mean. Right? Was not the stereotype. Fucking hated that school. Didn't have any friends, or had friends that weren't really friends, they were just acquaintances. Was too black to hang around the white kids. Okay, and the what little black kids were there was way too white to hang around them. I also didn't want to hang around a lot of the white kids because they had the white supremacist smell scent on them. Okay, with of course some notable exceptions, but they did. And let's just say not all of the black kids were ghetto. And case in point, there was this one person that I happen to remember because I essentially fell in love with her ass, uh, much to my despair, I guess you would call it. First of all, there was this one girl. Her what the hell were her name? I forgot her last name, but her first name was Lainey. Some thin Jewish girl, obviously white, and had way too much ass for both A, Jewish, and B, white girl to have, but she did. It was quite interesting. And let's just say my friends let me know, dude, nah, dude. Come on, dude, I'm leveling with you here. Nah, right. And that, I'm like, yeah, you're right, probably. I probably should have tried just to make sure I get rejected, but okay. Move that one off to the side. But in enters Kelly McClutchin. You think that's a white girl too, right? Nope, black girl. Hottest black girl I've ever seen. Well, at that time in my life. And I fell in love, and oof, wow. My God. And then there was this friend of mine named Sam Stern. Short, fat, white Jewish kid. I'm just giving you a description of what they are. And I told him, you know what, dude, I'm gonna make a move, man. I'm not gonna let her get away. And when he found out, this was the same guy that had the balls to sit here and tell me, dude, don't take this the wrong way. And I don't want to sound racist, you know. I'm not racist, but you're the only black guy. You're the only black person in this school with any intelligence. And of course, you know, at first I'm just like, oh, thank you. And but I was kind of looking at him sideways, like, are you being facetious? Are you trying to butter me up for some shit? Like what the hell kind of shit is that? This is the same guy from that told me that went and warned me about this girl, black girl. You know, I'm like, okay, I can't get the white Jewish girl. Okay, even though I saw her first, it's not like I wanted her and I'm settling for Kelly because I could. No, it was just I saw Lainey first. I saw Lainey in ninth grade. I saw Kelly in the second half of 11th grade. So there's that. He told me, dude, you don't want to go after her. I'm like, well, why the fuck not? Like, and then he let me know she doesn't really get with black. She doesn't really do black guys like that. And then it hit me. Oh God. Oh no. Really? Because let's be honest here. In fact, let me see if I can pull her up. I actually checked her out while I was thinking about this video. I checked her ass out. Let's see. Sam Stern, there he is. Looking like a rabbi now. Okay. Where is this girl? Where is she at? Brittany Hayter. We have mutual friends. Kelly. Hmm. Yeah, I don't know if she got married to somebody or whatever, but Kelly Diane is now her name. Gypsy Soul Warrior Spirit. I don't know if this thing's gonna focus. Kelly Diane. Yeah. Anyway, I know her as Kelly McClutchin. Alright. And looking at this, yep, she seems to still be with the white crowd, which is quite fine as far as I'm concerned. I'm not sitting here saying she can't be or what's wrong. But when I heard that, and my heart was crushed, and I'm like, dude, man, maybe he's just trying to slide in and he doesn't want me to. So, you know, I still prepared myself mentally to go make a move, you know. And it turns out he was right because at the time she didn't know my name. She probably didn't know who I was. I found out her name from somebody else. I didn't even ask her her name. It's not like I was talking to her. And she sat behind me in trigonometry class. Okay. And when I came from I had gym just before then, and I wasn't even going to talk to her that day. Like I was too busy focused on class. She comes up behind me and immediately yells on top of her lawn, "Can you get your smelly ass the fuck off my desk?" And I'm thinking to myself, like, that's the first thing that she has ever said to me ever. And she didn't say excuse me. She didn't say anything. And of course, I wasn't smelling because I didn't work up a sweat in that class, and not like I was sweating out of control, So I knew full well that I didn't, but I had my gym bag right there, so I guess, you know. And I'm just thinking to myself, and the look she had on her face when she said that, the look she had on her face when she said that, let me know that Sam was right. Black men, you all know that look when you run into that black girl that doesn't do black guys, will do any and every other guy, preferably white, but not black guys, to save her fucking life, to save her unborn child, to whatever. And they give you that look. Wow. And I'm just like, fuck me. So that's that. That I fucking hated that school. Not until halfway through 12th grade did people finally realize that I was not some thug. Thug. I was not some hoodlum or whatever the fuck else they wanted to think. And I remember the time when it happened. I remember exactly when it happened. It happened. It happened when I was going to the library. Every time I went to the library, I would keep getting bothered by this fat white woman, shorter, fat white woman. Look, her face looked like a pig. Even her nose looked kind of scrunched up, you know, like it had gotten punched in a bit too much. And she would keep bothering me every single time. I would go in there, I would sit by myself because you had Asian study over here, and even though I had a couple Asian friends, um, they let it be known that they were dumb by Asian standards, not by white standards. So they were still getting good grades, but they weren't exactly in uh, the library study. Okay. They weren't FOB Asian, they were American Asian. Alright. That's what they said. Alright. So I was in this library studying alone, and she would keep bothering me every single time. I'm on the computer doing work, she would go and remote control that shit, and I'm like, and I'd have to keep going up to her and show her what I'm working on. And I noticed she didn't do that with anybody else. Finally, it all ended when one day they had just finished kicking out a whole bunch of kids. Most of them were black, a couple of Spanish, and a couple of white. And I walked in there, and that fat one came waddling around to try to kick me out immediately before I even went through the turnstiles. She came right around, and I'm there looking at her coming around, and I never forget this. The thinner, taller one went and stopped her and said, "Hold on." Literally, "Hold on. It's okay. He's cool." "Hold on. It's okay. He's cool." And she went back. And I looked at that and I'm thinking to myself, are you fucking serious? From ninth grade till now, halfway through 12th grade, it finally hits you that I'm in here to fucking study, I'm in here to try to get good grades. It finally fucking hit you. And from then on, I never had a problem with going into the library. I also never had a problem with a lot of the other teachers. Now, of course, most of the teachers didn't give me any problems, right? Most of the teachers did not. In fact, my computer programming teacher, the one I learned C++ from, was a black lady. She was nice. And she actually wasn't fat and overweight or anything and looked like a mammy. She actually looked like she could have been Halle Berry back in her hotter days. Okay. And then, of course, there was Monica Maddie. She was the one that I learned how to build and fix computers from, the computer maintenance class. Okay. So I actually had most of the teachers are good, however, some of them were not. And then, of course, there were the students themselves and the mentalities that they had. And so now this is the end of the transition to where you see my problem, the problem that I had. I was too black for the white kids, short of the ones that didn't get the memo that that, you know, it's hey, we don't associate with them. We just smile and keep to our white and Asian friends, okay? And of course, the few token blacks that want to bow down and bow out. Sorry, Kelly. You know? They didn't realize that I was not Lenny from Mice and Men, that I was not Green Mile, that I was not that big Indian dude or Native American dude from One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, okay? Who the hell was I? Short of the crying at the end, I didn't cry at the end. Short of the crying at the end, they did not realize that I was Bane. That same one, not that mask wrestler. I will break you. No, not the one from the comics. The one from the movies. The one that was born in the darkness. He did not have to adopt it. They didn't realize that I was him. Shit fucking killed me. And it took them 3.5 fucking years. Almost all of my high school career for them to realize that. And that was what I had to deal with the entire time at high school. I don't think I would have had to deal with any of that if I was at Churchill. Number one, I'd have at least been amongst my friends from elementary school, right? So even if the teachers were some shit, I'd at least have my friends. Fucking crazy to me. And so how does that tie into this now? Well, you'll see in a moment, but just keep this in mind. I was way too black, especially considering that I wasn't exactly wearing bow ties and suspenders. I wasn't exactly grinning more than anybody else. You know, I smiled, smiled, nice, okay, but I didn't hold on to the smile for a bit too long. I wasn't always grinning the moment somebody. The worst part of that whole thing was probably my film teacher class. Some thin white lady, forgot her fucking name, but it was a film class. And I never forget, I played it off, but I never forget this. Apparently, when I walked into that class one day, she had said something to me, and I was just like, "Oh wow, okay, well that's okay. Well, I guess that's unfortunate, but wow, all right, I guess." And then she had the nerve to sit there and say to me, "That's not what you're supposed to say. You were supposed to have said, oh damn, oh snap, yo." I'm like, okay, well, didn't realize that that's what I'm supposed to say, but this is what I actually said. So she was expecting the loud, yo, oh shit, son. She was expecting all that shit. Oh, oh. And she didn't get that. It was a fucking film class. All we did was just sit down and watch movies and try to give some long drawn out analysis based off watching some fucking movies. Film noir. Okay. Femme fatale films. Okay. I gotta be in that class, and I think the reason why I gotta be in that class instead of an A in that class is because I did not not give them the animation that they wanted, the theatrics, the stepping and fetching that they want. That they wanted. Okay. So yeah, my high school fucking sucked. Fucking sucked. And it didn't help that I had to deal with the mentalities of Potomac, but from people who more or less had the money, and then of course the ones that more or less did not have the kind of money that Potomac people had, because it was Rockville, and you know you kind of got a mix of the Potomac types and the not so Potomac types. So that was annoying. Fucking hated that school. Anyway, and then of course, so I was too black for the white people and the Asians, and I was too quote unquote white or not black enough for the black people. And the one black person that I thought would have been decent, she was hot, not fat. Um, she looked good, was one of the better looking, one of the best looking girls in the school. I don't know if she was loud. She looked like she could have been loud and ghetto when it came to me, but you best believe when it came to all those white guys, she knew how to perch, how to sit down, how to shut up, and that didn't work. So, and now I am seeing that same shit here, where there's white supremacy over here, but now I have to deal. I'm here trying to deal with black people, and I am running into the same problems in this black community. And of course, this is not everyone in the black, and it's not black community as a whole, but obviously I don't know the names of everybody, so I can't just keep calling out each and every specific name of person. So I have to deal with the black community as a whole. This is the problem that I'm starting to see, and you'll find out what those problems are coming up. Wanted to get this out in a logical order compared to as for how I thought of them, but sometimes you draw a blank on one, so you have to go to the other one that's more fresh in your mind. So these will be in a logical order when you see them, but chances are they were not filmed in the order uh, that you're seeing them in. Anyway, now comes uh, whatever the hell you want to call this. Agent. I've been seeing that said of me as of. First of all, I want to show you something. This shit was 6 months ago. This is kind of what started all of this for me. Okay? The stuff that was circling in my mind, that's always been there. But these two right here, especially this one, it's from 6 months ago now, is what kind of started it for me. You know? That's what kind of started it for me. And if you just look at some of the comments, most of the comments probably even on this one, not so much this one. This one, people finally, I think whoever from here that saw this might have wised up a bit. But just from this one alone, agent. So, apparently my black ass is an agent. Okay, people. Let's see now. Let's see how far can I go with this. Um, this video should tell you that I'm not an agent. This one, yeah, maybe a, a little bit. Where's another one? This one should prove I'm not. This one more than well, I wouldn't say more than any other one. This one should prove I'm not. This one also, I guess this one I should say more than any other one should prove that I'm not an agent. But I'm an agent apparently. I'll be talking about the sheep and cults in another section. I don't know which. I don't know if you saw that one before this one or this one before that one. But I'll get on the sheep in a moment. So apparently, that anybody who dares to say anything less than favorable, or not even less than favorable, not even less than favorable, question or have any doubts, wants some clarification or something like that, wants to point out some things that might not work or might not be the best of moves. Not saying that we shouldn't do anything, but that we should rethink this one and find an alternative route, carom like a billiard ball, not go directly, maybe go alternatively to the same place. That makes me a fucking agent. Okay, so I'm an agent. Um, Agents don't put up this. Okay? This wasn't a 30-second soundbite clip or promo. No. This right here, an hour and 15 minutes and 48 seconds. I took this picture that you're seeing right here. I took this picture of, and you can see me taking the picture of the, just in there. Sorry. Agents don't put up shit like this, gotta be shitting me. Like this one here, where I honestly wanted to interview black cops and see what they had to say about this. Agents don't put that shit up. But somehow I'm an agent because I dare to blaspheme against the god or gods that you all have decided to bow down and worship. That is fucking sad. It really is. You don't have any logical counter or logical argument against me. So, oh my god, he doesn't toe the fucking line. He doesn't agree wholeheartedly 100% with everything we say. Up, agent. Look, the moment I started talking less than favorably about the whole MGTOW thing, which one was it? In fact, let's click on let's go straight to it. Look at this. Oh yeah, and I said the old school MGTOW, old school. And you know what? I might actually play some old school MGTOW shit from one Thug Titian, a black British guy uh, who's no longer here. I don't know what the hell happened to him, but he said some things about that I guess MGTOW would aspire to, and he said this shit from way the hell back. I'm dropping a name like Thug Titian, like you have to have been here for a while to know who the hell that is. That's not somebody that you can just come online and start getting on the bandwagon and knowing who that is. Like you had to know who the fuck that is. That's from like Sergeant Willie Pete, Blake Indigo, no, not even Blake. Yeah, her too. Statuesque One. Those old school days when you still had the 5 stars rating. You didn't have the thumbs up, thumbs down. You had the 5 star. You had to go back way back then. I might play something from him at the end that ties in quite nicely in this video in regards to black people turning in on it on themselves. But look at this right here. Old school, meaning before the posers, the closet racist white supremacists, closet misogynists. Look at this. This right here is pretty much, and a couple things before, is pretty much when what you could pseudo legitimately say makes me an agent no longer applied. Because the kind of people that are now in this camp, for the vast majority, they weren't here when I was messing with this camp, okay? They were not here. Okay, and so I think it's just funny and quite sad that the moment that I start to doubt certain things and question certain things, and by the time you see the end of this video, you're going to know why I doubted them, and maybe that I'm quite legitimate and correct in doubting them. So that makes me now an agent. So I'm an agent for white supremacy. Really? Huh. Okay. If that's the logic you want to go with, all you types and kinds, and it's funny how I'm sitting here saying types and kinds, considering when I say types and kinds, that's usually reserved for types and kinds that are not in the black community. You want to call me an agent now because I dare to be I dare to be an actual independent. I mean, this sounds cliche as hell, and I don't really want to say it, but for lack of a better word, actual independent free thinker that might just happen to agree with the vast majority of shit that you're saying, but just because I don't agree with 0.01% of things you're saying, that somehow makes me an agent. According to you, I'll say the followers, I'll say the sheep, because again, people like Tariq Nasheed, Jason Black, I fucking hate saying his name, having his name come out my mouth, and anybody else that might be out there, the end points, right? The ports, I guess you could call them. They might not be calling me that, but their sheep are calling me that based off, I guess, them calling a lot of other people that. So they just automatically assume it to me now. So I won't even attribute the gods themselves as having denounced me as that. It's fucking sad. It's fucking sad, but I'll be getting on you sheep in a second. In fact, I'm going to be getting on you in the very next segment. Sorry, no Agent Smiths here. I truly am fucking unlocked to where I can sit here and soak up the shit that you all are putting out, but the moment something happens or something is said or done or whatever, that it's like, whoa, hold up, let's not do that, let's do this, and still achieve the same end goal that we wanted to. Trying to do that, that won't work, or trying to do that, that's going to make us look bad. Like, yeah, sorry, no, that doesn't make me a fucking agent just because I don't follow the leader. Black people are supposed to be also fucking strong. We're supposed to be making strong, smart, independent black peoples. But yet, they're sitting here following the leader. Say this, call them this. Yes, we shall call them this. So much so that you're gonna call somebody who is on your fucking side that. Considering the video that I'm going to post up after this, comparing two completely different outcomes with police, and one with a white guy that, by all accounts, anybody who is of any sound mind should say he should have been shot. But jumping out of his fucking car like that and getting in the cop's face, making what could honestly be considered threats. And the cops still didn't shoot him. They didn't do anything. All of them swarmed around. They still didn't do anything to that guy. And yet here it is. You got these two black guys, and they got drugged through the ringer, and they sat there and were calm and you'll see that video. I will have that video up after this one, directly after this video. And you think I'm fucking deluded as to what's out there as far as white supremacy and all this shit that we're talking about? But I'm an agent. Yet another reason why, much like the MGTOW camp, I've taken what I can. You know, I've on this ship, I've loaded up supplies from the MGTOW camp. When I saw all the racists and the white supremacists, much like Barbarossa saw them, and he set sail and is now doing his own stuff. and distancing himself from them. I've done the same thing with the MGTOW camp, which is why I don't really do MGTOW shit anymore, right? Unless something vastly huge happens that, like, I don't know, some legislation that prevents men from getting ass raped, gang raped in family courts, right? You know, or some shit that makes laws completely fair and equal when it comes to violence. It's not just violence against women, but violence against people too. You know, as anybody knows, domestic violence between men and women is roughly equal. Women are more likely to do it to kids. They're more likely to use weapons. And once you cut it down between men on women, women and men, women on women do the most amount of violence. Okay? Once some shit like that happens, maybe I'll do that. So too with this. Again, with this, on the ship, I load up all this stuff, all the pro-black stuff, all the stuff that is helpful and empowering to black people as far as the knowledge. Load it up, load it up, load it up, put it in the cargo hold. But the moment that some shit starts happening like this, where I am being called an agent because I, unlike the vast majority of yes men out there, can see, whoa, maybe not so much with this. Maybe not so much with this. All of a sudden, oh man, you're an agent, you're an agent. Yet another reason why I'm going to stop listening. I will take the literature, maybe the audiobooks. Tell me the books. Tell me where you got your information from. Thanks. Ignore you. Go straight to the information. Go to where you learned what you learned versus having to go through you. You are not the way, the truth, and the light. And you see now, calling me, of all people, a fucking agent. Me. You see now why I am not listening to you people anymore. Right, now I was going to play some stuff by Thugtician, but I can't exactly find anything that I much uh, like as much as I found from this other person. And as you can see my Thugtician collection. Collection of his greatest hits. I wish I could have just gotten all of his videos, but by the time I had decided to start downloading all his stuff, it was a little bit too late, so I tried to get as much as I could. And of course, you know, everybody else, all the Thugtician stuff that you see up now is not by him, it's by other people that have, I guess, done what I had did and reposted it. Fine. I don't think I would have had a DMCA, but unfortunately, that's how that is. So, B1 and ADOS. B1 and ADOS. Okay, so, first thing, and I'm actually going to play something from someone else now. From this man, White Privilege. And I actually downloaded this video, and I have this video on my phone and also on my flash drive. It's in everyone's best interest. First of all, look at this. He normally has the likes up here somewhere, and now the dislikes are kind of neck and neck. Of course, there's Louis Rossman, and he's putting out his foolishness. Of course, Louis. Of course, Louis Rossman. Of course, you would do that. But I'm going to play not the entire video, but certain parts of the video, and then I'm going to lean in on this B1/ADOS crowd. But first thing is first, let me just play a little bit of this for you.
So let's talk about white privilege for a second. Shall we? Shall we? Because this is one of those questions that always comes up whenever I talk about white privilege and minorities and all that kind of thing. You get all of these white folks saying, how do you prove white privilege, Eli? What do you mean by white privilege? Can you really say that white people have privilege? To which I don't really know what the hell to say, because I'm sorry, you got fucking eyeballs. Of course white people have privilege. As a white straight man, I have so much privilege. It's just ridiculous. You think about it. You think about it. There are really no laws passed against straight white men. That's just how it is, right? You don't have the Jim Crow of straight white men. You don't have the anti-marriage laws of straight white men. You don't have all the weird stuff around women, of course, for straight white men. So it seems pretty obvious that white privilege exists. Now, when we talk about white privilege, basically all white privilege means is that being a straight white guy means I am not questioned about a lot of things other folks are questioned for. So I've traveled all around the world. I've traveled across this country in buses and cars and planes and all kinds of stuff. And basically, white privilege is, when I was traveling by Greyhound bus, a lot of people don't realize, but there are like these border patrol inspection stations inside the United States on interstates. And so when I was going cross country on the bus, and then we pull up into what is this really weird, like you're driving along at night, and this bus driving by Greyhound bus just absolutely sucks. But you're going by Greyhound bus, then you finally get to sleep, and then all of a sudden it's the weirdest thing in the world. It feels like you're coming into some like military alien complex or something. But they'll drive up, and there'll be like this huge it's like there's this roof thing and these bright halogen lights, and then you like wake up and you just look out, and there's this huge area under this roof and these lights, and the border patrol or the police officers or whatever, they'll come onto the bus, and basically they'll go up to everybody that doesn't look like me and start asking them questions. And this is really too. So on our cross country, we stopped at a few of these places, and you would see the border patrol people come on board, and they would look at me, and they'd keep on looking until they found somebody that did not look like me, and start asking them questions and doing things like ask for paperwork and all of that kind of stuff. When I was traveling across Europe, I still remember it. It was funny. I was on this one train. I don't know where we were up, going through one of these countries. And so when you're on the train, I was sitting across from these two guys. These two guys are from one of the Middle Eastern countries. And so I'm sitting there, and to the side of me is a white European-looking guy, and I'm sitting there, and these two Middle Eastern-looking guys. And then, on the train, and this is a long time ago, so this was whenever the hell it was, 2002 or something like that. And so you have the police, they come through the train doing their inspections, and then they walk up. They're walking through the train, and they walk up to these two young guys, and then they start asking those two young guys questions and asking for their paperwork. And then the two young guys give them the paperwork and all that, and the police officers move on. And then the two guys looked at us and said, "Oh, ha ha ha, random inspection." How do you like that random paperwork inspection there, right? And it's just the reality, I mean, I don't know what wonderful people every other white person in the world is dealing with, but I've been in enough cocktail parties, I've been in enough business conference rooms when folks start talking about those people. Here's the thing. If you're an African American, let me tell you a little secret. Can I tell you a little secret as a white boy? Stop worrying about the N-word. Stop worrying about the N-word. It is adorable. It is adorable. You still think the N-word matters. Really, it touches me. It touches my heart that you still think people that say the N-word matter. Because that's not what you should be scared of. What you should be scared of is the T words. Those, they, and them. Because nobody with an ounce of authority, nobody with an ounce of decision-making ability still says something like the N-word. That is so passe. That is so 1990s. What they say is the T words. And I have been there in many places where, people have the ability to make people's lives better or worse. Talking about those people, they, them. It's not that area of town or something like that. It's those people. And again, at the end of the day, it's the exact same meaning. take the N word, swap it with the T word, however the hell you want to pretty it up. You know what I'm saying? You can put lipstick and perfume and give a pig some kind of foo or something on it. But it's still a pig at the end of the day. That's what's going on. And again, when I say that, I'm not talking about 10 years ago, or 9 years ago, or 5 years ago, man. Talk about what, last week? Last week? Don't go to the dark side of town. Like literally. I mean, like that is literally one of the things that I was told. Only about a week ago, I was asking some questions and about something about traveling around in an area, and basically I was just looked straight in the eye and told, yeah, that's fine. Yeah. Just if it starts to get a little dark, just when you're going someplace in the city and it starts to get a little dark out, yeah, you probably don't want to be in that area. That was real. And so, I mean, like, yeah. So I don't know people with that whole question of, oh, Eli, white privilege doesn't exist. It does.
Yeah. So, yeah. Who else is bringing you that, huh? Okay. Having said that, you just saw it from, here you go, it's not some irate black man, there's not some black Hebrew Israelite saying that. And this dude, he lives in Baltimore. He lives an hour away from me. Like, I am right now stationed in Frederick, Maryland. He lives in whatever the hell north is that way, I believe. North is that way. He's east. Okay? Frederick, Baltimore, DC, Frederick, Baltimore, DC, giant triangle. He's an hour east from me. Okay? So, never met him before. Okay. Having said that, this B1/AD. Now, of course, B1. I have seen that the few times that I've seen some of Jason Black's stuff. Apparently, it means black first. Okay, all right, black first. Okay, all right, I can get with that. Okay. Asians have Asians first, even though they might not openly say it. Same thing with East Indians, Middle Easterns, of course, white. So, okay, fine, black first. Awesome. Despite their mentalities, okay. Going back to that whole agent thing. Be first, you're an agent. Okay. ADOS. Now, I've seen this more with the Tariq Nasheed camp, and of course, they're interchangeable because you can't. In this realm, you pretty much can't know about one without knowing the other. So, this ADOS business is from Tariq Nasheed's camp. And you see now, between B1 and ADOS, why I use those two names of Jason Black and Tariq Nasheed. Not that I can't use anybody else, but those are the kind of people that come and troll my videos and start calling me agents and sell out and, well, not even sell, but, oh my god, man, one man talking about another, oh, you must be moist. Everything is always sex. Well, why is it always defaulting to sex? And it's not only women doing that, but men do it. Men, women. It's not only females doing that, but it's males doing that as well. Always trying to insult me with sex. Always trying to do that. Always trying to insult me with sex. In fact, here you go. What is this? Laws of Human Nature, Robert Greene. This is a new book that he just came out with, Laws of Human Nature by Robert Greene. Apparently, this is 2018. It was recently. I know his main. I know the 48 Laws of Power. I have that book. 33 Strategies of War. Have that book. Art of Seduction. Okay, yeah, I have that book as well. The Descent of Power. That is actually on a PDF. That is a very short. It's not even an actual book. It's just a PDF. The Descent of Power. Most people don't know about that. 50th Law. Have that one too. Did not realize this one just came out. So I'll be picking that up. Now,
we're living in times
Yeah, okay. This right here is two dudes, right? Cannot stand it when dudes sit like this. I'm glad he's sitting like this. I don't know what it is with guys in today's day and age sitting like this. Much like with earrings and stuff like that. That's for women. Okay, but alright. We have two dudes here, sitting here, and they're discussing this, but they're also talking about other men. They talk about Elon Musk, they talk about Jeff Bezos in relation to this. It's two dudes sitting there, and what you types and kinds might call it as bitching, gossiping, uh, whatever you want to call it, about other dudes. I don't remember them naming a single woman in here. I mean, but I guess which woman are they gonna name? The one that went and crashed Yahoo. This Theranos bitch, whatever the hell her name was, that when that when oh my god, a young teens, 20s girl just opened up her own fucking biomedical firm and is doing all this shit. Okay. And that turned out to be like a massive fraud. Okay. They didn't mention a single woman in here. So I guess they must be moist too, huh? Even though I don't know who the hell this Valuetainment dude is, but this is one of the greatest dudes that ever lived, considering the work he's done, right? You know? So, you talk about another dude, oh, you must be moist. Okay. Anyway. ADOS. I thought this to mean African descendant of slaves. Now, okay, well, I mean, that seems kind of redundant, but, you know. I have now come to understand that it means American descendant of slaves. Now, this is quite interesting. American descendant of slaves. So, what exactly happened to the rest of us, huh? What happened to the rest of us? I am not an American descendant of slaves. I am from Jamaica. So all of a sudden now I am now excluded by this. And I'm leaning in, and this is one of the main points of this video that I'm leaning into, because I'm going to have a lot to say in regards to this. Okay, European descent, or hell, I guess not even, actually, yeah, I guess Europe as well. British descendant of slaves, right? Cuban descendant of slaves, non-American, but not straight directly from Africa, descendant of slaves. Brazilian, I guess, also descendant of slaves. And all along there. I'm to understand now, I've seen this, B1, and then I've seen AD and ADOS only. American descendant of slaves only. Remember what I said in a previous video? In fact, where is that video? You all can go back to it. Videos. This one right here. Not this one, this one. 919 is where it starts, and after that call where I give the analysis, you might want to listen to that. Especially you ADOS types, you might want to listen to that. I'm not going to replay it here. You can go watch that video. ADOS only. So you're going to make that distinction. Do you imbeciles honestly fucking think that is in your best interest? That is in the black community's best. This shit kills me. This shit really fucking kills me. You sit here and say the black community, we're all we've got. Nobody's gonna come to save us. You know, we gotta stick together. According to white supremacy, we're all one big nigga. Doesn't matter how rich or how powerful you are. Go ask all the rich people. Go ask Oprah when she got her ass slapped by that meat industry when she dared to be some uppity nigger bitch, right? So saith white supremacy, right? Go ask Henry Louis Gates, huh? Money didn't save Oprah, and she was. I don't know if she still is, but she at least was the richest woman on the planet at some point for a while. I don't know if Jeff Bezos' wife, went and carved out enough for her to be the richest. I don't know. So money did not save black people. Henry Louis Gates, he's a teacher at, what was it, Harvard or Princeton or something? So prestige and status, that's not saving black people. To white supremacy, according to these camps and their leaders, their gods, whatever, nothing is saving black people. Prestige doesn't save you. Money isn't going to save you. Mayweather needs to watch out. Money doesn't save you, huh? Okay. We're all in the same boat. We're all one big nigger, so saith white supremacy. Alright. But yet you're going to come with some shit like this. ADOS and ADOS only. Now, to be fair, I've never heard Jason Black, Tariq Nasheed, Umar Johnson, any of them saying this stuff. But again, they are just the terminal points, the terminating points. Okay, it's the sheep that are following those people that are essentially the flowing lifeblood. I mean, hell, they can sit there and run their mouth all they want, but if nobody's listening to them, then that's not really of any consequence now, is it? However, if you have people actually believing that shit and actually going out and with that mindset of ADOS only, why in the hell then should non-ADOS but DOS, descendant of non-ADOS but actual ADOS, not American descendant of slaves, but the non-American African descendant of slaves, both ADOS, right? Why the fuck should we help you? But then we're an agent, we're Uncle Tom, we're a coon, we're a sellout, we're a bedwench, we're all this shit. If we don't... What I've noticed with many black Americans, African Americans, whatever the correct term is that they seem to have just as much a superiority complex over non-American blacks, especially if they hear some sort of accent, right? Anybody that talks like this, or any other accent you want to come up with, a Jamaican accent, Cuban accent, any other accent, Trini accent, they get these kind of superiority complex, a lot of them. Not all, and quite a bit don't, but a significant, a consequential enough number of them do. And I'm sorry, yes, the camera's up here, but the little box that I can see myself in is down here. That's why it looks like I'm looking here instead of up there. Fine. That's going to be a problem. That's going to need to change. American descendant of slaves. Why in the hell should we help you if you're going to turn around and sit here and say ADOS only? Do you really think you can deal with this white supremacy shit on your own? First of all, as I've said in that previous video, this one right here, all the black people in the US, no matter African American, Jamaican, Cuban, whatever the hell, the black people, they only make up 13.x% of the population right now, as of today. What the fuck is today? What the fuck is today? Tuesday, June 4th, 2019 at, I don't know, 3:30 something, almost 3:35 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. 13.x% of the population. And now you're going to sit here and reduce it by saying ADOS only. Look, I'm going to tell you this right now. It's not the non-ADOS, not the non-African American, non-African American blacks that are preventing white supremacy from dying off, okay? If any of you people or any of the gods that you all worship on a daily basis and consume their content on a daily or weekly basis, if they could do it by themselves and get rid of white supremacy, you might want to ask yourself why the fuck they haven't. You might want to ask yourself if they could in fact go it alone. If all of you are want to say ADOS only, why? Well, you know what? It's been ADOS only for quite some time. You all have had quite some time, right? In this country to get rid of whites, to make it non-extinct. Why haven't you gotten rid of it yet if you can go at it alone? ADOS? Why haven't you? What are you waiting on? I'm not about to sit here and say because there really is nothing to get rid of. Obviously there is. As Eli the computer guy just went and said, of course white privilege exists. Obviously there is. Why have you not gotten rid of it yet if you don't need our help? If all the other blacks all over the world that aren't African American, ADOS, can get in the back. If you're gonna have that fucking attitude, then why haven't you gotten rid of it yet? Since you all can do it on your own, apparently. It's not because it doesn't exist, but I dare. And you know what? While we're here, let me even go further. Let's say white supremacy ends tomorrow or later today. What are you all going to do, and what are your gods going to do? Because it seems to me that your gods have gained, if not money, at least fame and power over your minds through white supremacy and this whole war cry to go up against it. What happens? Where does everybody go once they're gone? A legitimate war cry, no doubt. I mean, hell, everybody knows it's here. Everyone knows it's here. It's a legitimate war cry. Yes, everyone knows it's here. Asians know it's here. Let white people do something against Asians and you see them coming out of the fucking woodwork like it's the goddamn 1960s and we're marching. Do something to East Indians, I guarantee you they'll come out too. Everybody knows it's here. If it's gotten rid of in 10 minutes, if 10 minutes from the moment this video ends, white supremacy is just completely wiped out, completely gone, completely extinct, what are you all, as well as your gods and leaders and whatever the hell they are to you, fathers you never had, who knows, maybe even mothers you've never had for some of you, who knows, what are you and they going to do? It's over. The evil is gone. Satan has been vanquished. The devil no longer exists. Who are you going to fight against? What are you going to do? Obviously there's shit to do, I guess, but makes me kind of wonder if this is all a lot of you have. Really makes me wonder that. Really makes me wonder that. B1, okay. ADOS. If you all could go it alone, or if any of your gods could single-handedly destroy white supremacy, makes me wonder why have they not done it yet. Do they have movie tickets to sell? Do they have speaking arrangements to do? Books, articles, interviews? What? What is it? What do they stand to gain or lose as far as money, power over your minds, oh sheep, and I guess influence, with the continuation of white supremacy or with the absolute abject destruction of white supremacy? Eradication, annihilation, extinction of white supremacy. What do they have to gain or lose in each case? Because I'm sorry I even have to ask a question like that and even say stuff like this, but for you imbeciles, for you fucking imbeciles to sit here and say ADOS, and more importantly, ADOS only. So what the fuck is my Jamaican ass, and I do mean Jamaican, I was born there, okay? I have a naturalized citizenship here. I don't have a birth citizenship to this country, the USA. I have 2 passports, and I have my birth certificate from Jamaica. Okay, I have a Jamaican passport, U.S. passport. I'm a citizen of Jamaica and the U.S. So what the fuck am I supposed to do if you all want to be on your ADOS only thing? Because I can tell you right now, I personally, I'm not gonna sit here and play second class black to any black American. I don't owe you all anything. You all, sorry, don't owe you all anything. I don't. That's another thing that I've been seeing. Oh man, you owe us because you know what? You can't. No, no. Mm-mm. Nope. Truth be told, when I told my mom way the hell back when that I can't stand where I'm living, I simply wanted to move from the mountains way the hell back in Bickersteth, uh, Jamaica, to Kingston, right? That's where I wanted to move. She had the bright idea, and I guess maybe because it was cheaper to take care of me, to just move me the fuck up here and put me in Potomac. So it's not like I was begging and pleading to come here in the first place. So I certainly don't owe you all anything. So all of you that are thinking that somehow you had something to do with me coming here, with me being able to come here, no, no, no. No. I really should have deleted those comments when I saw that shit. But ADOS. You gonna say shit like that, and then all of the immigrant blacks, yeah, that's what we'll call them, immigrant blacks. That's what we are, I guess. Immigrant blacks. We're what? I mean, it's the same kind of arrogance that white Americans tend to have with like British whites. It's like, oh, okay, well, we're just, 0.1 above you, huh? It's the same kind of arrogance that the same kind of arrogance that I've been seeing with African American blacks when they look at immigrant blacks. And the only reason why it hasn't happened to me that much is because most people can't tell that I'm Jamaican. A few people hear an accent come out of me, and I don't hear it. Most people don't hear it. Few people do. But I see how they treat other blacks, especially when they hear that accent coming, and it's like, huh. Okay. Um. Yeah. Okay. Alright. Adios, ADOS. You all are on your own. Alright? Good luck. You're gonna fucking need it. Right, so this is going to be the last part. I'm actually going to put two parts into this because I'm getting tired of how long this is taking. And as I said in the beginning of this video, I have more oops, I have more important things to do. So I have these two parts, but I'm going to preface these two parts with this. With this part, with this video right here that you see here, I actually have the first timestamp ready to go, and I don't believe I'm going to get DMCA'd or a takedown notice or anything like that. In fact, thanks FedEx. Jesus, UPS was a lot quieter. They have the same freaking truck as you. Preface what I'm about to say with this video: certain time points, time stamps, time coordinates. I don't believe it's going to get DMCA'd because, you know, I'm not playing the entire thing out in its entirety, and I do plan on linking this video so that you all can go and watch it yourselves, as you should. But I do believe, since I watched the entire video, there are a few salient points here that will outline what I'm about to say quite definitively. So let's get started.
Ego gets in the way. I've seen people like that. They think that they cannot be challenged. They think so highly of themselves that they can't stand anybody challenging them. So yeah, you created a publicly traded company now. If you don't want people to challenge you, if you don't want the difficulties that come with a publicly traded company, then don't do it. It's very simple. If you don't want those kind of walls, those obstacles that people can put up, then don't do it. But he made that decision. And once you make that decision, and you're a strategist, you're not just an entrepreneur, but you're a leader and a business person, you have to make compromises. You have to control what you tweet. The car business is an extremely difficult traces of who they are. You're just not picking up the signs. I say in this chapter, nobody ever does anything once. If somebody has done a bad deed, or you see them mistreating somebody else, and then they'll come back and say, oh, it just came over me, this happened once, that's not who I am. You'll believe them. You should not ever believe them. You should realize that people have patterns. When they do something bad, they probably have done it before and will do it again. So these are types of people who have certain patterns, and I want you to be able to pick them up. And we're making the distinction between strong and weak characters. A weak character can't stand any kind of criticism. They can't learn from situations. Their ego is too fragile. And a strong person can adapt and can take criticism. Let's say you send that out to 40 employees, and I thought what you said is you wanted them to assess you as a leader through the prism of
No, I did that with the people I work with on a daily basis. Like I did that with Mario, I did that with my wife, I did that with people, and I said, which one do you think is me?
That's the sign of a strong character. That's the sign of someone who's a good leader. I have a quote in there from Schopenhauer that fools do not show up wearing a cap and bells, and evil, destructive people don't have horns on their head. They learn to disguise themselves. So really toxic people have learned since an early age that if they just simply display their ugly behavior, they'll turn off people. And so they learn to be charming, and they learn to be kind of seductive, and they wear a mask that disguises you from the reality.
Is it the fact that about 100% of people fall under one of these toxic types?
No.
No, so there are people that don't fall under any of these toxic types.
We all have a little bit of.
Well, that's what I'm saying. So
I have a little bit of the hyper-perfectionist in it, for
I
sure.
can see that. Challenge the narcissist. They are more prone than others to go into deep narcissistic rage. They are hypersensitive. They also like to stir up constant drama as a means to justify their power. They are the only ones who can solve problems they create. Constant drama also gives them more opportunities to be center of attention. The workplace is never stable under their direction. How does one who is going through this? Now, you and I talked about it earlier when we talked about presidents, and I said there's not a single president we've had that doesn't have a slight element of narcissism.
Sure.
You know, Trump has it, Obama
Every
has it,
CEO
every
has it.
CEO has it, right?
Yeah.
And there could be a good thing, but learning how to control it and come to the next level. How do you prevent this from happening, from constantly creating problems to solve if there are no problems?
Okay, so I have a definition of narcissism that's a little different from other people's. Normally we think of a narcissist as someone who loves themselves. And I'm actually saying that a narcissist is a person who doesn't love themselves sufficiently. So in order to get through life, we have to have a degree of self-esteem. We have to think that we're worthy of certain things. We have to have a sense of inner worth. If we don't have that kind of bedrock from within, we constantly need attention and validation from other people, right? I need attention, I need to stir trouble, I need to feed my ego. I can't get it from myself, I have to get it from other people. That's a classic, what I call a deep narcissist. And that's why they cause so many problems in life. And I measure it. I say, imagine it like a water line. And here at the top is someone who's not a narcissist. Here at the middle is kind of an average person. And as you sink deeper into narcissism, you're more and more self-absorbed. You can never get up to that mid-level point where you can start thinking about other people. At the high point, you're someone who's very empathetic. You're able to get inside the mind of other people. You understand their moods, their emotions. Most of us fall at that range of maybe 60%, 50 being the middle line. We have moments of narcissism where we get self-absorbed, particularly we have problems, and we turn inward. But then we have enough self-esteem because of our parents, because of our background, that we'll raise ourselves back up, and we don't keep continually sinking into that narcissism. We want to get higher, we want to get to that level where we're able to be more empathetic. A deep narcissist is sunk so far below that they can never get up deep to the halfway point. They're so self-absorbed, they're so insecure, they constantly must stir up trouble, they need to be the center of attention. If to be the center of attention means to create a great work of art, that's fine. But sometimes to be the center of attention means to mess with people, to create problems, to stir up trouble, and to be the center of that. Once somebody is at that level, like at 20 or 30, I mean, these are just arbitrary numbers.
Sure.
There's nothing that's going to raise them back up. That's who they are. There's nothing they can do. There's almost nothing other people can do. They are what's the word? They're damaged goods.
I'll leave it at that. Feel free to go and watch the entire video from start to finish. And now for the last 2 points of this video, and to which point I will bid you all farewell. So the first point are the sheep. You know these people, well, the followers, I guess is what you probably know them more as. You see no shortage of them coming to my video trying to get on me in defense of their master, their god, their sheep herder, if you will. And herein lies the same point, the same problem that I've had, at least in this DC metro area, with quite a few black people. Because in this DC metro area, I myself feel like I am outside looking in. Forget white people, forget everybody else, I'm talking strictly black people here. I feel like I am outside. I've always felt like I am outside looking in. Case in point, get rid of the other immigrant blacks because they're in their own groups. The Africans are over there, the British or wherever the hell they are. You hardly ever see any of them unless they're in transient. Then of course there are the other Caribbean-based blacks that I have never been to a carnival. I don't even have my accent except for when some people hear something. Okay. So I don't really fit in with them too much. Okay. So we have the American blacks. Okay. Split in two. You have the less than favorable ones that nobody really wants to be around, the more ghetto-ish types. Okay. And then of course you have the other kind that you really got to keep an eye on, and those are the types that, while they may be functionally and societally decent, they are much like the Asians or anybody else, the East Indians or anybody else trying to kiss white people's ass. Case in point, Kelly McClutchin, okay, or whatever her name is now. And I am not ghetto, so I never really identified with that type, or I don't want to say identified. I never really rolled with them, okay. But I'm also not kissing white people, white supremacy's ass. You know, I'm also not sitting here bowing down. There's no bow ties and suspenders here, okay. Okay, there's no Boule, no Steve. Actually, do you even want to say Steve Urkel? Do you even want to say that? You know what I'm saying. There's none of that there. So I am here out here, just here. I can't get with being ghetto, being street hood is not for me. If it wasn't for the bowing down and kowtowing, I wouldn't have a problem getting with the middle to upper blacks, if you know what I mean. But I just too much grinning, too many black girls talking real nice and sweet and soft and acting right, acting like they have some home training around white people, but then around black people, or around black men rather, to forget all the black women, but around black men, they got this glare in their eye like, I wonder if I could just string you up for my white boyfriend instead of him having to string you up on a tree. You know, that kind of thing. And some you know, I'm just out here looking in at all of them, and I'm just like, ah, fuck. Like, god damn. Now, obviously, this is not all, but it is a significant enough amount that, honestly, even you here in the comments section, you could probably agree with some of that yourself, or you probably have your own experiences with that, right? But with these sheep comes the same thing that I see in the two types, and again, there's numerous types, and they're all kind of interchangeable because in this area, in this realm, I don't know if you want to call it conscious or, you know, that arena, people might gravitate towards their leaders or masters of choice, but you know, they're kind of all. You listen to Umar Johnson, you listen to Tariq Nasheed, you listen to Jason Black, you listen to Kaba, you listen to what was that guy's name? What damn, I just finished watching a whole bunch of his stuff. 1 second. Let me pull up his name. Pull up that name. What is this motherfucker's name? History. I mean, there's a bunch of comedians as well, but Lord Jamar, yeah. Just, you know, just a whole bunch of people. You know, you have your people that you listen to. Okay, hell, even Farrakhan maybe. Okay, fine. You have your people. But one thing that I've noticed with the sheep is that they have the same traits that I couldn't stand in the ghetto blacks, or actually it's just the ghetto ones that are attacking me right now. And that is some of the following. And you could also have the uppity blacks, if you know what I'm careful with that word. Uppity, for lack of a better term. Boule, whatever you want to call it. Okay. One, the same childish insults. Go look at that video. Go look at this video here. What is it? No, it's right here. Right here. Go look at this video and look at the comment section. Where is it? Fucking hell. This video, go look at the comment section of this video, huh? Childish insults, ad homs, non sequiturs, standard issue questioning of your sexuality and stuff like that. It's like. And then, of course, these are the types that have to say that they're intelligent. Oh, we here in intelligent black society. They actually parrot that shit. They actually parrot that foolishness. And it's not foolishness because, oh my god, black people can't have an intelligent. No, but you know, I kind of figure it or liken it onto other things. It's like if you have to say it, you know, if you're a ninja, you don't go around telling people you're a ninja. No, it's like you just move around in silence, and when motherfuckers wake up dead, they'll realize, oh, I just got hit Tenshu style, you know? Just, I'm the king. You really have to let people know you're a king? Like, you don't just magically have a bunch of followers following you because you are of consequence, not because they're scared of you, not because you wouldn't beat them into submission or anything like that. You know, just, okay, you know, if you have to say it, you know, you don't see me going around saying, I'm an intelligent black man. It's kind of like those ones that would say, oh man, I'm a good black man, or I'm a nice guy. I guess this is the non-black version of good black man. Oh, I'm a nice guy, you know, like, or you know, I'm a good girl. You know, it's like if you have to say it versus other people saying it for you. And you know, some people might say it for you, but then again, is it in an echo chamber? Like, are your yes men saying it for you? You know, there's the thing. You know, if you have to constantly keep telling people, okay, mindless puppets, shouting slogans and sound bites and what they might think as nice witticisms and all that. Case in point, and again, these are just the two that I've run into the most. There's B1, which apparently came from Jason Black, Black first, and people just decide to say B1. Okay, all right, in and of itself, nothing wrong with that. And then, of course, you know, there's the whole ADOS thing. Okay, there's that. But they just keep saying, and that ADOS thing apparently seems to came from Tariq Nasheed. Okay, and then people start repeating it. These are the also intelligent, free-thinking, intelligent, strong, independent, intelligent, you gotta keep saying that over again, intelligent types, and yet, like, I might think the same thing, like, you know, like black empowerment. I didn't say black supremacy, like, you know, I'm not one for any kind of supremacy. I am for parity. I am for, you can't take my head off without losing everything below the belt. Do you really want to do that? You know, okay, shoot me in the chest and you're going to be a blind and deaf quadriplegic. You know, I believe in parity. That's going to breed proper equality and proper respect. Is you can't do anything to me without it being, to the most extreme extent, a Pyrrhic victory. Right? So that's my stance with stuff. I'm not trying to be supreme over anyone. I'm not trying to be superior or inferior. I'm looking for the goddamn parity, right? I am looking for equality through parity, not equality through, oh, equal rights. No. Okay. You got 2 nukes. I got 2 nukes. Every motherfucker in this bitch is armed to the 9s and 10s, and I'm as fast as your quickest draw. You know, this is like true equality, right? Mindless puppets. Just repeat what their masters tell them. B1, ADOS, okay. And then, of course, there's a last part to this, which is quite sad, and I don't even want to say it. Like, I want to bring this one up right here. And this what I'm saying is not directed to this one person, but where I believe it's a she. Where is she? Where is she? Where is she? Where is she? Here, right here. Now, Miss Reginald Blaylock, I am not attacking her. She is fine. she might just be an innocent person that believes this, but there are too many people that believes this to an obscene extent. He, referring to Jason Black, is a powerful voice that we need. To which point I responded to her as follows: we don't need any more powerful voices, and we sure as hell don't need pseudo-powerful voices. We have Malcolm X, Garvey, sorry if I spelled his name wrong, and the rest. We need all black people on the planet here, not just ADOS or anybody else, but on the planet, acting on what the truly powerful have already said. The last thing black people need is yet another preacher. I'll be saying that, keep that in mind for later. Especially one that can't stand that can't stand by his or her work. Keep that also in mind for later. Most, if not all, the people that follow Jason Black, if that's his real name, couldn't pick him out of a one-person lineup. And for anybody that doesn't understand what that means, I gotta spell it out, okay? It's one person. Are you sure you have the right one person? Case in point, thank you very much. Moving on. My video directly after this one, you've seen it by now, explains why it's dangerous and more or less fatal to follow Jason Black's mentality. And not really his entire mentality, no. Of course he has good consequential stuff, but that one particular one, the looters will be shot. Will that work for black people? Especially in the numbers in the state that we're in right now. Right, and of course, you know, and that's the thing. It sounds to me like a lot of the people that are following Jason Black, Tariq Nasheed, and just in this entire black empowerment movement, it appears to me that a lot of them are looking for preachers. A lot of them are looking to hear a powerful voice. Yes, okay, fine. Now, I do believe I've said a little bit of okay, whatever. My question is, if people like Malcolm and all the books that we have, I mean, this is the last point to the sheep before I get on the sheep herders. We don't need any more voices. We don't need any more powerful voices. We have enough powerful voices that we can draw on at will, especially in today's day and age with the recorded works. I just finished watching again, for God knows how many time, Malcolm X's speech at, was it Yale? Not Yale, Berkeley, right? 1963. Malcolm X speeches. 1965. That sounds right. Where is her name? Where is her name? It was, I think it was a black woman that had. Anyway, yeah. I just finished watching again, or earlier today, his speech. You know, I can keep replaying, I can keep drawing on their power. Like, I don't need any new people. You know, I mean, the most you could possibly say about all the movies and books and articles and interviews and this and that and this and that is that it might be nice to have a distilled list of bullet points. Here are all the books you need to read. Here's all the speeches you need to listen to, from ones like the one you see on the screen here. Such and such. Okay, done. Powernomics this and all that. What the hell was that book? What the hell was that book? Oh God, what was the name of that book? I'm drawing a blank. It's a book with a black man. He was on a horse with a spear. You all know what I'm talking about. What is the name of that book? He was on a horse with a spear pointing. God, somebody will have it in the comment section. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Like, we have all the stuff we need. We don't need any more people saying essentially the same thing in their own way. But it appears that a lot of people like to hear about rising up and about gaining parity and gaining power, but when it comes to actually doing it, it seems like a lot of people are good hearing it and hearing other people talk about it. And that is half of the reason why I'm like, okay, I'm good. Nothing more to see here. Okay, if you all drop another book, okay, I can go look at that book on my own strength and power. I don't have to deal with people's attitudes. I don't have to deal with people's wanting to talk at me as though I'm one of their hoes that owes them money or some shit, you know? Like, no. But yeah, they're looking for preachers, it appears. Just what I've been noticing. Now, last part. Actually, let me go back to this. Let me go back to this. The sheep herders. Where is this? 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 The sheep herders. The sheep herders. Where is... Okay, so there's that. Another preacher. One person lineup. I already have it. Black people need another preacher. Stand by his or her work. Stand by his or her work. I heard that from Claude Anderson. Claude Anderson? Yes. I believe it's Claude Anderson. Or is it Neely Fuller? One second. One second. New tab. I'll know because there's somebody who has made like a bunch of cartoons with his talking. Let's see. Neely Fuller Jr. Here we go. Carlito Way 44. Neely Fuller. It was Neely Fuller. Carlito Way 44. Yep. Stand by your work. You'll see why I'm talking about that in a moment. So, on to the sheep herders. Now, the two biggest ones, I've named them already, but, you know, considering the breakdown that I've seen more or less between different of the heavy hitters, not just the main two that I've been naming for the longest time. Something that I've been a few things that I've been noticing. One, egos galore. Egos galore. And I don't know why it's here. Don't know why it's here. I've heard of it in women where it's like a queen bee mentality. Where especially if one guy shows up, you know, you have a whole bunch of girls, sooner or later, especially in the workplace, sooner or later they all start trying to have a queen bee mentality as to who's the baddest bitch. But I've been seeing that here as well, and you'll know why I say that in a moment. Okay. Sounds to me like they talk as though they need to feel better about themselves by talking bad about other people. And it's not any kind of analysis or anything. It's just throwing insults at somebody who never insulted you or didn't understand you properly or needed you to go into detail about something or whatever. Or hell, maybe somebody that just came with, well, I heard this from over here and it seems to be right, so how does that factor into what you're saying? Or, you know, were they wrong? Were you actually wrong? Yes, you all can be wrong. It's crazy. Crazy to me. They try to act like they know it all. You can't say anything to them, but they try to act like they know it all. Trying to get to the top spot, it seems like. And this is quite interesting. This one. I'll use my two examples that I've been using for a while now. Jason Black and Tariq Nasheed. Sometimes I wonder if they aren't secretly, and I've been wondering this for a while based off some of the things that they've both said, not directly to each other, but certain things that they've said, I'm like, this applies to him. One says something like this applies to him, like, and the other one says something like this applies to him. Case in point. One thing that that Tariq Nasheed said is that he is quite wary of people that hide their face behind a screen online, especially when they're talking or talking shit about people or talking at people or want to say something. They're hiding their face behind a screen online. Interestingly enough, I found a number of people, and I can't believe I'm even going to say this guy's name, Tommy Sotomayor. I even found him getting on Tariq Nasheed in addition to a bunch of other people, and he went and said, wait a minute, but you support Jason Black and you've been putting money to his videos, but yet he has never once showed his face anywhere. At least with my videos, sometimes you can see my face, sometimes you can't. You just need to click on my channel and you can see my face. Like, you can see me standing by my work. And I told you to keep that in mind for later. Yeah, there you go. Stand by your work where you can clearly see it. In fact, I'll have that linked as well, what Neely Fuller, that one that Neely Fuller said about standing by your work. I'll have that linked. Alright? So that's one. Of course, Jason Black, he continually keeps saying the bastard baby makers and crackhead baby makers and all that stuff, crackhead babies and all that stuff. If I remember Tariq Nasheed's history correctly, his mother, I'm not sure if this was on by his own admission or not, but wasn't his mother on that stuff while she was pregnant with him? Not trying to spread misinformation, but I keep getting the feeling that that was the case, and I'm not sure if he admitted that on his own or if somebody dug it up and found that out. And I'm seeing, okay, so Jason Black has said something that applies to Tariq, and Tariq has said something that applies to Jason. I'm like, huh. And the reason why I wonder if they're secretly, without openly saying it, on the surface they're all nice and congenial, but secretly they're kind of maybe at odds with each other. Because let's be honest here, Tariq Nasheed, he is more of the street dude. He is not exactly, and I mean this to not try to sound as though I'm levitating above anybody, but he's not exactly the most intellectual, no, he is intellectual, academic. Big difference, big fucking difference, and I'm glad I clarified myself on that. He's not exactly the most academic motherfucker out here, okay? Very intellectual, just like Jason Black. Very intellectual. I don't know which one is more. Maybe that's why it seems like they're competing, because they're neck and neck. Tariq Nasheed is not the most academic motherfucker out here. Case in point, go look at his debates with what the fuck was the old one's name? Richard Spinell, Jared Taylor, where he went and said astronomist, and the moment he went and said astronomist, no, that was something else when he was talking about Neil deGrasse Tyson getting hit with that Me Too bullshit. I'm like, astronomist? Don't you mean astronomer? There's no such thing as astronomist. With Jared Taylor, Richard Spencer, I keep mixing that up. With Jared Taylor, he went and said something, and I'm like, what the fuck? The moment he said it, I immediately was like, whoosh, straight to the comment section. Sure enough, either the first or second comment was of a black man repeating what he said, and it's like, come on, man. He went and said the most best. And the moment I heard that, I'm just like, record scratch. I'm like, nigga, what? Most best? What the fuck are you? It's kind of like the people that say more better. I'm like, you mean the best? There's better, and there's only one thing above better, and that's best. So if it's more than better, it's best. Like, okay. So that's on one end. And then on the other end, you can't tell me Jason Black would ever make a mistake like that. But then you kind of wonder, okay, Jason Black is the more academic. They're both intelligent. They're both of consequence in the intellect department. Let's not play that game. Okay. But let's be honest, Jason Black is the more academic of the two. Tariq Nasheed is the more street dude, you know, probably more street dude. Jason Black is the more academic of the two. Okay. And just as Tariq Nasheed has said of, not directly to Jason Black, but of other academic-based types, you act like you're the smartest motherfucker in the room, and that nobody can say shit to you. Does that sound accurate? And then there's this one. Ah, look at that. I remember this one. This is one of the few that was recommended to me in my newsfeed some time back. I don't know if it was months or years back, and I caught glimpses of it while I was cleaning my house. I had it playing on the TV while I was cleaning my house, and the stuff that was said in this video, I'm like, why don't you just come out and say who you're really like? I mean, come on. You know, so I've been hearing little things back and forward. I think in this very video, this very same video, it's like they just talk and talk. And I might have this wrong because it's been a while since I've seen this one. But they just talk and talk, and they don't actually know what they're talking about, and they don't verify anything. Tariq, hate to break it to you, man, but I remember in one of your past episodes when that I managed to catch, you went and made a mistake of saying that the UFC was created for white guys. Look at the history of the of the UFC, of who started it, and no, it's not. It was not created by white people. They might have taken it over, okay, but it wasn't. So it's like, no, it's like you don't always know it, but of course nobody wants to say any of this stuff to either one of these two or anybody else because, I don't know, scared, or because they just, I don't know. I will give Tariq the slight edge, though. He at least stands by his work in that you can actually see who the hell this man is. You can put a face to the stuff. Whereas Jason Black, who the hell knows what he might look like? He might be some bedridden 400-pound dude that has nothing to do but be intellectual because there's nothing else, or academic, I should say, because there's nothing else. Anything else might, you know. And I say that as somebody who could stand to lose a few pounds myself. I'm 6'7", I'm 350 pounds, and even though I look like I'm 270, I could stand to lose a bit of weight, you know. So, but that's what I've been noticing. I've been noticing that there seems to be a kind of, now of course I could be completely wrong about this, and I'm not trying to sit here and start any kind of rivalry, but let's just say I've been keeping tabs over the years of hearing bits and pieces of their shows whenever I catch it. Shows, broadcasts, podcasts, whatever you want to call it. Again, I don't go binging on their stuff. I have probably between, well, not between, but Tariq, Jason, Umar Johnson, what's his name, Jamar, Lord Jamar, and other people. I can't see myself having, on aggregate, having consumed more than 24 hours worth of their stuff. And if you've seen their stuff, they have probably like months. Again, on aggregate, literal end-on-end months worth of content, and I've only consumed, you know, but you know, the little stuff that I've heard certain things, and it makes me wonder about them. Like, just my thoughts. But I guess now after that's it for the sheep and the sheep herders. So, what is the one last thing? This is quite interesting. I have a few things here. A few points. This is what I'm talking about the sheep. Really? Moist? Really? Moist? Come on now. This person was talking to them, I think. Then there's my response. Cannon fodder number 2. Yeah, and this one's nice. For anybody who's wondering, okay, well, what the hell do you bring to the table, nigga? This idiot, not res ipsa, but Dre Ozzy, whatever. They asked that question, and this was the response. So for all the people that want to ask, what have I been bringing? There you go. Cannon fodder number 3. Again with the fucking sex. Like, well, at least it's a black, I guess it's, I mean, hell, who knows if it's a black dude or a white dude pretending to be a woman, but at least I'd like to think it's a woman this time. Questioning sexuality, of course. And of course, this video that I linked is to the video, what's his name? Robert Greene's video that I just played bits and pieces of. Yeah. Right? Oh boy. Cannon fodder number 4. Uh-huh. I bet you won't tweet at Donald Trump and voice these same complaints. All this stuff, I mean, you can read it for yourself. You can pause the video and read them. For cannon fodder number 4, here's tweet to Trump 1. I actually have a Twitter, and yeah, tweet to Trump 1. And this was from January 15th. So no, I'm not scared to tweet to Trump or to anybody else. Tweet to Trump number 2. Not scared. Sorry. May 19th, so like I didn't just make those tweets and then just for this video, no. And hell, even tweeted that dumb motherfucker Carson. You know? So, there's that. This is an interesting one, and yes, I do believe this was, yeah. Oh, no, actually, this one's quite funny. Now, I don't want anybody getting taken off, because let's be honest, despite the people themselves, the information is quite of consequence. However, this man said, brother, passport to glory, okay. Brother, you don't have to worry. Now, I don't know if this is really a black dude or if it's a white dude thinking that I'm siding with him just because I'm leaning in on black people. Remember what I said in the beginning of this video. Just because I'm letting a portion of the black community, it's not even the entire black community, a portion know what the fuck. Don't go thinking no. Okay. Because I'll go back to fighting with, well, not fighting, we're not fighting, they don't, Tariq might not know who the fuck I am, so no. But I might go back to saying, voicing my disdain, but trust me, if it comes to fighting white supremacy, I'll donate to their shit and do whatever the hell I need to do. So don't go thinking I'm with you just because I am a little less than not as zealous as a supporter, sorry, Jesus Christ, zealous a supporter as the sheep. Anyway, brother, you don't have to worry about his miserable ass. I'm not really saying miserable ass, but okay. He's on a white platform, true, although I do believe he has some other thing, and everybody should have something else, because I don't know how much longer YouTube can keep this shit up. Spewing white supremacy hate. Oh, okay, so yeah, this is a white dude, and yeah, no, I'm not really. This is an interesting one. Is more of a warning. It's like he's going to lose soon. His channel is going to be wiped out without notice. Mark my words. Instead of coming together as a group, YouTube they choose to wing it independently and blah 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 blah. Okay, I didn't pay much attention to this part. White supremacy hate. I'm spewing white supremacy hate. What the fuck? I'm not okay. So this is a white dude. This is an interesting one in that this should teach people have backups of stuff, preferably that you own. I have a whole bunch of spare parts that could make a rather perfect server that I should back up my stuff on. But have backups of stuff that you own as much as possible, so that when this shit happens, as has been happening to a lot of people, you're not really affected. YouTube should be a secondary thing that you use as a primary thing, not the only thing. So there's that. And that is it. That is it. Thank you all for playing. God, this has got to be what, 2 hours? I wouldn't be surprised if this was 2 fucking hours. If you made it this far, thank you. I wish I had a prize to give you. However, I do not. I think the only other videos that I've ever made that were longer than this were that one where I died. They're still up, where I went in on the Gracies and the whole Gracie Jiu-Jitsu thing. And then, of course, the one on... was it a rape analysis? Yes, rape analysis. And that's it. Thank you all. Whew. And to all, a good night. Bye-bye. Later. Right, so there are some last odds and ends, some miscellaneous odds and ends that I believe I should clear up or just iron out, smooth out, fuse together before this video officially ends, just to clarify a few stances on things, because I think somebody's going to either bring them up or ask them at some point, and well, let me just get them out of the way. Hell, if you'd made it this far, an extra few minutes isn't going to hurt you. So, first thing, obviously, this quality is not as good as the rest of the video, the image quality, and that's because I have this thing preset to use a certain amount of natural light, which is usually here midday or so, and this is not midday. This is actually 7:27 p.m. And while there is still light outside, I have the light on in here, and over there. So there's that. That's why this one seems a little bit grainy if I was using the natural sunlight, you know. So that's that. Next thing, as far as people, for example, that whole thing with Kelly McClutchin and oh my god, bowing out to white people. Look, the simple fact of the matter is, I have a finite amount of time on this planet, as does everybody else. Nobody's Duncan MacLeod or the clan fucking MacLeod. So because of that, I've reached the point where I couldn't care less who you want to be with. Go be with whoever the hell you want, because when it comes down to it, I'm not about to be here, oh my god, a strong black sister needs to be with a strong, because when it comes, look, if you don't want me, you don't want me, you know. So me sitting here getting mad that you're with somebody else, even if they happen to be of another race, doesn't change the fact that, okay, if you didn't want to be with them, you still don't want to be with me, you know. So there's that. Obviously there's plenty to be said about people being with their own race, of course, but I'm not one of these people that is so hung up on that. You know, you'll be with whoever the hell you want. Like, if you want to go be with them, go be with them. Because if you don't want to be with me and you're forcing yourself or being forced to be with me, that's going to be worse for me. That's going to spell problems for me. You know, probably more problems than I am even envisioning right now. So there's that. What else we got? What else we got? What else we got? On that same note, my only thing to you is do not get confused. Do not get confused. Right? If you want to go date an Asian girl, don't get confused. If you want to go date an East Indian dude, don't get confused. Don't think that problems are gone or that you don't have to deal with certain things simply because you're with them. There's that. Go date and go bang whoever the hell you want. Like, I mean, as I've always said, and I've said it in numerous different videos I have, nobody's too racist to turn down some good pussy or some good dick, you know? Like, the slave masters couldn't do it. The daughters and wives of the slave masters couldn't do it. You know, like, so, and I mean, look, how many white supremacists do you see still can't leave non-white pussy, especially black pussy, the fuck alone? Like, what the hell is that old ass, ancient ass dude's name? Strom Thurmond or something like that? Like, go look up his shit if you don't know who that is, right? So you got all these white nationalists that have non-white women, they have Asian women. So, you know, like, okay, when it comes to some good dick or some good pussy, you know, shit, you want to truly be not racist. Yeah. So there's that. Next thing, well, what's your stance on reparations? Now, this is an interesting one, a stance on reparations. Obviously, I am pro getting it. I mean, hell, you were able to give it to the Japanese after World War II with what happened with them. You were able to give it to the Native Americans, what few of them were left. There's other cases of it being given to people that were more or less deserving of it, perhaps more than less. And then there's the whole thing with the Jews, and we didn't do America didn't even do shit to them. That was strictly Germany. So yes, I am in favor of it. However, there's a few things. Number one, it appears that because, again, I am not ADOS, let's just say we were to get it, my black ass would be left out in the cold. Okay. From what I've come to understand, I need to go to Britain. I guess Britain is the last one. Jamaica was colonized by the French, the Spanish. Can't remember who came first, Spanish or French. But French, Spanish, and then last the British. Okay, so I'd have to go to one of them, if not all three of them, for my own show. Okay, alright. ADOS only. Alright. And then the next thing is, here's why it's not going to be gotten, because if you were to get it, if black people really are smart, the intelligent black society, you would demand it in the money of when you all were supposed to have gotten it, which was way back in the 18 or whatever the hell it was, 1800s, 1800s, whatever. You should demand it back in those dollars, not in today's dollars. And if you did that, black people would be owed more money than would be the market cap of the entire United States and pretty much every single business in it, like the entire physical country, if I'm not mistaken. If I'm not mistaken, the way from what I've been reading and calculating, if black people were to get the amount of reparations that they were due, and you paid it in the dollars of when it was supposed to be due, not in today's devalued bullshit fiat currency, the U.S. it would be more than what the U.S. would be worth physically, the entire land and all the territories and probably all the businesses in the land. So no. For that reason alone, you're not going to get it. Okay. Not saying that it shouldn't happen, it should happen, but if you're owed $1 million and you settle for $50, you know, you know, so there's that. What else we got? What else we got? What else we got? Interracial reparations. Yeah, I think that's about it. Video quality in this last one. Yeah, I think that's about it. If I have been mistaken in anything that I said in this video, my mistake. Again, I'm not trying to start any feud or animosity between any two people. Okay, despite what may or may not already be there. Okay, I'm not trying to start up anything. It's just my observations. Yeah, I think that's about it. And again, this video was a takedown of the loud minority. This was not the vast majority of black people. Oh, yes. If anybody knows where proper black women are, you know, feel free to let me know, because here in the DC metro area, I've been noticing this even today, much as I did back in grade school, much as I did back in college. You more or less have two types of black women here. I mean, I'm a hetero black dude, so I don't really care what kind of black dudes are here. Like, I'm not interested in them. You have the ghetto ones, which I don't do, right? And then you have the non-ghetto ones, and out of them, a lot of them seem to not be dealing with black dudes too much. So it's kind of like, And then, of course, there's the whole thing with foreign blacks. I say foreign blacks as though I'm not one myself, but there's a whole thing with foreign blacks, like you go get an African girl or from the islands or whatever, you know. There's that third. It's not quadrant. That's four. What's trident, whatever. That third, you know. So. Of course, I know full well that, oh, they're sprinkled out, everybody's sprinkled out, it's all over, there's no one place where they all are, but, shit, you know, it's getting really hard to pinpoint one down, and considering how in every other community, from what I've been hearing, from what I've been listening to and hearing, even in the white community where there's the most amount of people, it's hard to find quality women. Again, I am hetero dude, so I don't really care if there's quality men or not. It's not my concern. It's just it seems like the good fruit has been picked over when they were in their 20s, and the older you get, especially as a dude, you are getting the what left, you know, the what left, you know, and as me, as somebody who has no kids, despite my sexual history, has no kids, you know, black dude, especially Jamaican black dude, no kid, much less kids plural, that alone is kind of like, not really trying to deal with what most women, I am 32 now, what most women at my age have, which is at least one kid. So, you know, there's that. Anyway, that's it. That's the end of it. That's the end of it. Thank you all for watching. Have a nice day, and bye-bye.